Hello friends, welcome back to bisptrainings.com. My name is Sumit and I'm a subject matter expert in dynamic CRM. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate you how to implement a business process flow in dynamic CRM 2016. Basically, it is associated with Office 365. So the business process flow, which is available with CRM 16, which has been introduced by Dynamics in current version, this is more advanced and more graphical with respective to the existing one. So if you are facing some issues in configuring business process flow in the current version, so this video will help in for doing same, for setting up business process flow. So first, let's try to understand what is a business process flow and how it helps in users in a real world. Basically, business process flow, it helps to ensure that the people enters the data consistently and follows the same steps every time or whenever they work with a customer by using this business process flow, or they need to follow a specific process. So the standard definition about business process flow, it's a tool, it's a CRM, it's an inbuilt CRM tool which is meant to helps and guide users through a business process in the system. Basically, business process flow is composed of various stages, and every stage can composed of a couple of steps to complete, which are fields. So there are a lot of examples of using business process flow, or there are a couple of uses of business process flow in an organization. For example, you might want to create a business process flow to have everyone handle customer service request the same way, or to require the people get approval for an invoice before submitting an order. The Dynamics 365 and Dynamic CRM comes with several ready-to-use business processes flow for common business scenarios. We can use them or we can add them to our system and use it, as well as they can be modified to fit our business need, or we can build new business process for our requirement which suits our requirement. One thing you need to keep in mind that business process flows are not automated processes in CRM. They simply help the user to guide and to add them in completing a process. So the updated version of Dynamic CRM 2016, it also supports to add or to configure a workflow along with your business process, or to initiate a workflow within your process. Now we'll have a look how to create a business process flow in Dynamics 365. But before that, make sure that you have the system administrator or system customizer security role or the equivalent permissions. Then only you will be able to set up a business process in Dynamics 365. And there are a couple of more settings which can be done on business process. So in Dynamics 365, after you create a business process flow definition, you can provide controls over who can create, read, update, or delete the business process flow. For example, we have a service related process, and I could provide full access to the customer service representative to make changes in the business process flow, but I could have provide the read only access to the sales representative so that they can monitor the pro sales activities for their customers. And to set securities for a business process flow definition, we need to create enable security roles on the action bar. So these are few information which you need to keep in mind before setting a business process in your application. So let's have a look how can we set up a business process in dynamic, especially in Dynamics 365. So for this, I logged into my Dynamics CRM application and I want to set a business process here. So I switch to settings, process, and I'm going to start a new process. By using this process section, we would be able to set up a new business process. As you can see here, there is one existing, it's a custom business process which is already activated. So I'll deactivate it and removed it so that we can set up a new business process. And I'm going to delete this as well. This is in draft mode, so no worries about that. We can delete it and I'll set up a new one. Just give me one. So in your case, you can set up, because you will be working on the new registration, so you don't have to follow these steps. You can skip this step in your case. So as you can see here, my existing process has been removed from my application. Now I'm going to set up a new process. Click on new to start a new process. Give a process name, so I'll write customized business process. Category, it's a business process flow. And entity, I would like to start this process. My base entity for this process will be lead. And run a process as a business flow classic, or it can be run on a mobile only. So I'll go with the classic one, the first option. And this would be the name of the business process. And OK. It will create a business process and initiate a separate screen. And here we would be able to design our business process. So this is called Business Process Flow Designer with a single stage already created here. That's a stage. This option was not available. This is more graphical with respective to the previous subscription. Now let me give you a small introduction about this. So as you can see here, if you look at this screen, here we have couple of sections on which we need to work on. This is basically, it's a lead. This is the default stage. Here on the right side, we have components and we can add 4 components. Either we can add a stage, step, workflow, or a connection. This is a miniature. This is a miniature of your business process flow screen, because as soon as we start adding more stages, this screen will move from left to right, and then we would not be able to look at all the stages all together. So this miniature will helpful into that. And for a workflow, this will display us that any workflow is associated or not right now. So right now, no workflow is associated. We can expand it and we can look at the details, more details about the workflow. So there is no workflow defined at present. This is a stage. I'll just minimize it. And we have an options like add, cut, copy, paste, delete. Take a snapshot of it. Save the designer canvas as an image file, and we can share it through an image or attach it as email and share with other users to understand the process. I expand this, and here we have one default step 1, but the step 1 is not configured right now, so we need to configure it. To change the properties of the step, click on a step, and as soon as you click on it, on the right side you can see the property tab has been highlighted with the step name and data field to be worked on. And it is the sequence number. It's if we have multiple steps in a stage, they will appear in a sequence. And if it is mandatory or not. So I will just configure this. So let's set up first step 1, and here this step will basically this stage will be from lead section. So I'm going to customize this. So I'll just select the component, the properties, and select this lead. So this display name is qualify, and category will be qualify, and entities lead. And as you can have a look here, this stage is locked because this is a base stage for this particular business process flow, so we cannot customize it. I just apply it to make the changes. And now I'm going to add a couple of steps. The first one is want to customize this purchase time frame, you would be able to do that. So purchase time frame could be customized. So the display name could be customized. And as you can see here, I have added 4 steps. So the sequence number has been added, and quickly I can change their sequence order or the running order. Apply. The final step, I want to have the estimated budget. So I select estimated budget. Oh, we have that budget. We have that budget amount. Budget, and I'll just add this estimated budget. These are 4 steps, and I'll just collapse it. Now the next step I want to have, or the next stage I want to add here is for to be accessed in opportunity. So I want that the next stage will only be accessed when this lead qualifies. So when the lead qualifies, then only the next stage will be available to be used. So I add a component, and as soon as we add a stage and drop it here, we have an option for display name, and you can see that this time the entities area is enabled. So we can select the base entity for this particular stage. So this time I select opportunity from here. So it means that this stage would be associated with opportunity entity. So I'll display a name here. This is develop, and develop relationship, no relationship and all. So I click on apply, and this stage will be only highlighted once a lead is qualified and the lead successfully converted into an opportunity. So I'm going to add few steps into it. So there is one default step. I'll add 2 more steps into it. So I'll just drag and drop 2 more steps, 1 and 2, and select step 1, and I select this as customer needs, customer need. I make it mandatory. So this time I make it mandatory. Mandatory means if I check this, if I enable this required, if I mark this required as an this checkbox as an enable, so this, without entering the data in this particular step, the user would not be able to save the data, or user would not be able to close the opportunity as a loss or as a one. So the value or the action is mandatory on this particular step. Apply. The second is propose solution. So I select this one, and I'm going to select the proposed solution. And final one is identify stakeholders, just to identify competitors and apply. So we have what? Apply, and I've got 3 steps in this particular stage. Then I'm going to add one more stage here, that is for propose. So I simply drag and drop one more stage. See, we have an option, either we can drag and drop stage here or here. So if I drag and drop stage here, that will be linked with the opportunity. If I drag and drop stage here, that will be linked with directly with lead. So this stage will be dropped in between the opportunity and lead. So I can change its position and drop it here. And first of all, I select the category as propose and propose entity. Definitely it will be an opportunity, and save it. And I'm going to add two steps into it, two more steps. So one and two. Select step one. This one, identify sales team. So I say identify sales team. Yes. Second one is whether we have done uh, what's the current situation, or uh, let's say in, so if I say where is that? Yeah, I got this. Develop proposal, apply. And the final one is I want the present proposal. Presented. So we have got three stages now. One will be activated in lead, and two will be activated once the lead is qualified and converted successfully into opportunity. And now I'm going to add the final stage, that is related with close. So I drag and drop the stage. I set this as close. I'll just rename it as close. Entity is opportunity, so I apply, and I'm going to add steps into it. So quickly add steps to this stage. One, two, and three. Step one, this confirm decision date. So is here decision maker, and let's say decided go or not go. And if he has decided, I want the total amount to be displayed. I'm going to add one more step here just for displaying the thank you one. Oh, we already have 5 steps, so I want to remove it, so I delete this step. So I delete this step, and I will stick with the fourth one, the final one, and that is for thank you, send thank you note. This is for send thank you note, and apply. Now, as you can see here, we have 4 stages, but I would be able to see only 3 stages. So I use this mini map, and this will help me to move from stages to stages. This will help me to display all the to visible all the, or I can use this scroll bar as well. So this mini map will help us to know that how many stages have been added in our current business process flow. So once this business process flow is configured and designed, I'll save it and activate it, because this would be in draft mode. If I simple close it, as you can see here, this process is right now in draft mode, so you will not be able to use this process at present in lead entity. So I select this process and say activate. I'll make it active. Now this process will be activated, and we would be able to use this process in our solution, in our in lead entity, because the base entity it's set as a lead. So this process will be started only directly from the lead entity. So it is activated now. Let's go and test. So I'll go to settings, sales, leads, and I open a record. So that's the, as you can now the this is the existing business process. I want to start my own business, the process, the customized business process. So I'll say process and switch process. Click on switch process. So now I'm switching the process. So as you can see here, that's the default process which is associated with the lead. So we have a section here called process, and this section will help us to switch the process or to edit the process or to abandon the current process. I want to switch the process, so I click on switch process, and you can see here the current process which we have initiated, which we created just now, that the customized business process is available here in this list. So I select this customized business process and click on select. So the screen will get refreshed and it will replace with the current process. So you can see it has been updated. Now that's the current process: qualify, develop, propose, and close. Now the thing is, when I click on develop, I'm not able to customize anything process, because these stages are associated with opportunity entity. So the base entity for these stages are opportunity. So that's why we'll not be able to use them. So once I qualify this process, then only I would be able to work on these processes. So I click on qualify. Before that, I'll quickly customize this. If you want, we can have an option to customize this estimated budget. So no committed budget, and I click on qualify to qualify this lead. So I'm facing some issue with this record, so I'll open another lead. So let's say I open Brian Lamy, and I'll switch the process. I attach this customized business process with this lead, and I'm going to qualify this. So I click on qualify, and as soon as I qualify, you can see it has been moved into opportunity, and this qualify, that's the stage is from the lead. So as soon as I click on a specific stage, it redirects me to that particular entity. So now I'm on lead, and if I click on develop, I'm able to work on this develop right now because this lead has been qualified successfully. So it quickly switched to opportunity, and now we can provide the required information. Looking for better deal, propose solution, identify competitors, and then I click on propose. For example, if this is mandatory, so if I do not provide any solutions, if I did not complete it, I just complete all of them, close, mark complete, yes, mark complete, and if I try to save and close as one, we would be closing it. So I click on closed as one. So the opportunity has been closed successfully. So that's how we can initiate the process, how can we create custom process, and how to associate the customized process along with the record. So that's all in this video. I hope you found this video interesting, and this will solve your issues too for building processes in business processes in Dynamics 365. If you like, so don't forget to like this video, and also you can pass your comments if you have any. You can also connect with us for the customized training on Dynamics CRM. Keep watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.